I am 4, and my mum's a property manager. Athena is going to have a cameo shortly. It's her birthday today. And Cleo, mum, is going to share with some of her superpowers as a property manager what they are. Stay tuned.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Cleo Witt here, expert property manager of 17 years.
It's probably 17 now. Yes, good
Oh,
memory. How
welcome
are
and,
you?
and good led you.
Good. It's a busy morning, as are all the mornings. But today is my daughter's birthday, and every Thursday we do Novak News. I can't get her to be quiet and stay out of the camera. And today, when I want her on the camera, she's not coming down.
Lesson number 1.
That's it. That's it. They do not do or conform what you want.
They don't. Now, Cleo, you've got a really hard job, and to bring it into perspective for people, and I wanted to bring this on screen today. People sit opposite you sometimes and go, look, how do you juggle like life, work, kids, finances, parents, family? Like it's a lot. Your job is particularly difficult, and allow me to explain everyone who's watching today. A property manager generally will look after 200 properties for landlords. So they'll look after 200 properties. They'll do everything from A to Z. They'll manage rents. They'll manage ingoing tenants, outgoing tenants, locate tenants, repairs, maintenance, disputes. Now, where it's actually hard for a property manager, and I do have to note this, is that you don't get a call unless the person is, how do I put it, Cleo?
Unless they
It's
have a problem or an issue.
yeah, yeah. So it's different to, and I'll put it in perspective of car sales, right? So you sell a car, you're the car salesman, there's a big red ribbon. Part of your life is the big red ribbon, and people are, thank you, thank you, thank you. But when you go to get the car repaired and you walk into the service center, it's like, that's not working, this is not working. Even if it's just a routine repair, it's going to cost you money. So it's like, and that's the day in the life of a property manager, where you're getting people that are just going like, like, I need this fixed, why isn't this fixed? And it must be like every day in your head.
It is a lot of conflict resolution, and it is dealing with a lot of different issues and complex things that sometimes you haven't dealt with before, but then a lot of it is autopilot, and it comes down to experience and life. Why do they say that, mature people, the elderly, they have so much to offer? They're wise, they have experience. I think that's where property management for me becomes easier, because I can go back into my mind's eye. Go, I remember that scenario. I've done this before. I did this in this scenario, and this is how it played out. So even when we're training, our younger team, and they ask what we should do. You have a lot of reference points, because it's not usually a very unique situation all the time. It's usually things you deal with on a daily basis, like you said, maintenance, neighborly disputes, issues with the property, leaks. There's a lot of leaks. I don't know
A
why,
lot of
but
stuff
there's a lot
happening
of
there.
leaks.
Cleo,
But there
I
is,
want to ask some personal questions,
go
and I
for
want to
it.
ask, if that's okay,
Sure.
what would be, when you see people, sort of struggle within their work, or or mums that are working and stuff like that? What are the things that you teach those people? What are the things that are non-negotiable, where you go, look, with my first child, this is how this is what I learned from that, and this is how I do it now, bringing that into work, love, life, holiday, all that stuff.
Yeah.
How do you give give the people out there some stuff that they can put into their day today, every day, their life that you've learned, because you're juggling a shitload.
Yeah. Well, I think with my first, it was obviously different. Each child's different. Having those first, that first year, those first 2 years, where I took some time to just be me and the baby, I think that helped. When I did come back to work, I wasn't feeling like I was missing out. I didn't have that yearning of being, trapped in two places. I spent 2 years with Zeno, and then I came back to work gradually. I think it was 2 days a week, and then 3 days a week, and then 4 days a week. I built it up that way. And being fortunate to do that at Novak, that for me was a big help. I didn't feel like I wasn't present in the moment when I was at work or when I was at home, because I did have that time. I think often, and not everyone is able to do that. Some mothers have to go to work straight away, and I really feel for that process because it would be very difficult. So that for me was a non-negotiable. I wanted to have the first few years just me and Zeno, just me and Athena. And with Athena, I felt like, oh, I've done this all before. I know what I'm doing. So I was able to come back earlier, and I just did less hours, and then I was able to come back. And I think for me, that was a big help. With juggling time, I think the best thing is, if you're at work, you be present at work in that time, whether it's 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours. And then when you get home, obviously that's going to bleed into home life as well. Well, it does for me. I do work from home as well. But I just feel like being in the office is such a good thing, and it does really center me, and it helps me be in that work mode. I'm at work, whereas I'm at home. I still do work from home, but it's a bit
Yeah.
chaotic. I could
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
making lunches, preparing dinner while I'm talking to our accounts lady, or I'm talking to Nikki about advertising. Like, I'm doing heaps of things, but there's certain tasks when I
So you
speak
can
with a
do you can do two things at once.
as I said, the ear pods were the best invention for me. When I've got my ear pods in my ear, I feel invincible because I can do
This
everything.
this is something the male species can't do.
I know. Look, it is one of those things, and having the support at work to be able to do that is huge as well. I think as a working mom as well, you have to have a real honest negotiation with your boss, and what your expectations going to be with coming back to work, because there has to be flexibility. And I've been fortunate with yourself and Lisa to be able to have that flexibility, but not all workplaces are the same. So I think if you're strict in what you deliver, what you want in the beginning, if that's not going to meet your criteria, then maybe it needs to be something else. um
Can I
but
just
yeah,
put you on
having that
hold for a
honest.
sec? Can I just put you on hold for a sec there? And this is for people, some good mums out there to learn. This this is probably one of my favorite things about Cleo, is that there is that framework that you set up early. I've noticed that working with you for 8 years, 10 years now, that you will set up strong framework up front and you will stick to it. I don't know if you realize that you do that or not, but and that's the way it is, and it's like unapologetic. It works, and it will work better if we do it this way. So I've got to say, the mums out there, take note. This is something that that I've seen you do, and you just said it, like, have that hard, honest conversation up front framework.
Yeah, I do forget that. I do forget because I've been doing this a
Yeah.
long time. I am quite disciplined in my structure and how I run my team. Um, I think, like you said, because I've got so many balls in the air, I forget all those components, but I do naturally just do that.
Yeah.
Whether it be time management, when I do my rent arrears, the out of office time, that's all, part of a structure in my head that I've ran with for 15 years. I used to do this thing called an ideal day where your 8 days are broken up. And, I was taught that in my first year of property management. You do a half hour of arrears. You touch base with your landlords for 1 hour. You do maintenance for 2 hours. You do your in-going, outgoings only between 1 and 2. Why? Because you still have to get back to your emails. And then all those things naturally, I do each day now. It's just on autopilot. So I think in the beginning, it feels like you're being micromanaged if you're a support person or a junior. But it is, like you said, that's the framework, because then you naturally will touch base on all these tasks. And then when the curveball comes to you, because they always do, and throws out your whole ideal day, it doesn't become ideal. You still can get back to it, and then you go back to your structure. You go back to your times and your things that you have to do, your non-negotiable things you have to do. I always look at my rent arrears every day, like without question. Every property manager needs to do that. You need to see who owes rent, why they owe rent, find out if they've paid rent the next day. All that sort of stuff is a non-negotiable. Just like packing my kids' lunch in the mornings, a non-negotiable. So, yeah, there are things that I've put in place a long time ago that make my situation now a bit easier. But I also, find that when the kids are at school, that part of that structure helps as well, because you're dropping off at 9, you're picking up at 3. Those are the hours, and again, that's a structure. Then once you pick them up, you've done this, you do this, and then you add other stuff to it. So yeah, it's busy, but I love it. I do love it, and I do love the training component of property management as well. I would
Yeah.
like to touch base a bit more on training too, because I do like training. But sometimes
Love it. Love it.
yeah, I do
Yes.
love it. But you're in
Um,
autopilot a lot of the time.
Before we go, the golden goose lesson. What's the thing that rattles you the most that you're constantly dealing with? Because I find there's nothing that's really set and forget. It's never like, okay, I've sorted out rears. I'm never going to have to look at that for the rest of my life. What is the topic, or what is the thing in your life as a mum, or it doesn't particularly have to be real estate? What's the thing that you're always like, okay, I know what I got to do. Let's get back to it. What's the golden goose you can give mums that are working mums? The la- the
You,
the golden egg.
I think, if you can come to terms with not having perfection, or striving for perfection, letting go and just accepting the
Ooh.
situation might be 80% out of 100. I think that will really help you in your confidence in what you're doing. Letting go of perfection. When I was a single person, I could be perfect on everything. I answered every emails. I made sure everything was perfect. That was perfect. Had to be perfect. I think now I am comfortable for it not to be perfect. And I think that allows me to touch base on everything in the best way that I can. And I think that comes with age a little bit as well. Uh,
Wow. Wow. I love that. I love that. A lesson that was taught to me by a property manager, that one.
yeah, yeah.
I
Well,
was I where you had a property manager that managed it, where our last office where we were. I can't remember his name. Big guy, lovely guy, commercial property manager. And he goes, Mr. Novak, Mr. Novak, I've got to tell you, my mate. He goes, mate, buddy, chum. He goes, lesson in life. He goes, I've got 8 kids, 9 kids. He goes, just focus on the 1%. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, too much, too many, exactly what you just said. He goes, too many of us. We're trying to get to 80%. We get to 80%, try to get to 85, get to 85, try to get to 90. He goes, mate, if it's 49%, just work on that 1%. Just get it at 50%, just get it to 51%. And I was like, wow. And it's exactly what you just said.
You know what? I'm happy for the day. My lounge room has wrapping paper all over it and Cocoa Pops probably, but that's fine, you know?
Love it. It'll sort itself out.
It
Cleo,
will.
thank
It
you so
will.
much. Athena, the one day you want Athena to come onto screen on a
I
Thursday.
know. She does
She
not. No,
doesn't want part of it.
no, she doesn't want a part of it. It's her special day. So I'm like, all right, boo, you do you.
That girl's going to run the country.
I know.
He's one tough chick.
Uh,
Happy
yeah.
birthday to Athena.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. We'll see you
All
in the
right.
office.
Take care. See ya. See you
Bye.
guys. Bye bye.
Bye.